So my intuition is, pushing me to express my, my journey and my spiritual awakening. Um, See, I traveled the world for like 5 years with just a backpack. Uh, Majority of the time, I didn't have any money. Uh, just purely just moving based off, intuition and synchronistic events and synchronistic, meetings that I had with strangers and people that that just run across me, that I've known for a while or whatever in random locations. Um, it kind of started like maybe around. I've always been open, my whole life or whatever, but the way society is, being ridiculed for being different and being ridiculed for just thinking outside of the box, just an anomaly of sorts to some people. Uh, see, it got to the point where my spiritual awakening was I couldn't hide who I was anymore. It became it was imperative. My soul couldn't exist like in the state that it was in because I wasn't fulfilling my duties as a light worker. Um, One thing I'll tell you about when you expand your horizons spiritually, that the people around you will start to notice, and when they start to notice, some people will be for your change. A lot of people will be for okay, he's actually doing something with himself or whatever, and then there'll be a lot of people in your in your field, in your area, people around you, especially your friends and your family. They'll just take just start attacking you because you're doing something that they aren't. You start having this glow about you that people will start to see, and when they see it, there's two things that people can do: is either they'll accept it, and and be cool with it, or let me fix this. They'll accept it and be cool with it, or they'll start to lash out and tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that, and they start calling you names and start pressing your buttons because the people that are closest to you are the ones who can press your buttons the most because they know where your buttons are because they've done it before. Now, this is what you do. You have to live your life regardless. You have to follow your soul path. You have to follow your intuition regardless of what other people are saying. If you let people to continue what they've been doing to you, weighing you down, then this all you're going to be doing is being weighed down because you have wings. You can't fly if you're weighed down with other people's baggage, especially by people who don't want you to ascend, people who want you to fly because they can't. Yet, they can't yet. You can't you can't continue to be on this earth following the rules that has already been laid out here. You are here to change this. You're here to change these rules because they're not working. That's why you're here to change these rules. When you undergo your spiritual awakening, a lot of things will start happening to you. You start meeting people that you've seen, in your dreams, or people that that you met them before. You know their whole life story and just met them. Synchronistic. My whole life is synchronistic. I follow the pattern. I follow the signs. And I also manifest the things that I need in my life. And I manifest situations to happen in my life that I feel like, is imperative to me for me to move on, and to ascend and to be able to help others on this planet. All I can say is now that I'm at a point, I'm at a tipping point right now, and people around me, they're starting to lash, starting to just claw, attempting to say things to me, or attempting to do things to me to try to put me down or whatever. And the thing is, they don't realize that I'm aware of what they're doing, because you can't fool someone who's an empath, someone who has empathic abilities. Like, you cannot lie to an empath. I'm sorry, you can try all you want to. It may seem like we allowed you to to get by with what you were doing, but you cannot lie to us. And that's the thing. If you have these empathic abilities, do not let anyone tell you that what you're feeling is wrong, because you're feeling it for a reason. Now, it might be some levels of overthinking, that comes to play or whatever, because, that's what we think too much. And we, as conscious human beings, we have to realize that, of course, we have to think to, you move your hands, you have to think to eat, things like that. But when it comes down to just, I guess, recreational thinking, you can't recreational think while you're, going about your day-to-day life, because that's where the overthinking comes into play. That's where the you really don't know what's happening in the space that's around you. You have to balance yourself, and you have to breathe, and you have to just be mad mellow. This is my first video. I was just gonna let myself just speak or whatever, and then we can get the ball rolling. Once I have some type of structure or whatever. But my best things that everything I do is like freestyle or whatever. I like to just. I didn't think about anything that I said today. I didn't think about anything that Everything came out of my heart. Everything just spilled out of my soul. And yeah, thank you for watching. And you have any questions, hit me up. I have a lot to talk about, and I have a lot to share. Thank you.